Hi, everyone. My name is Shadisha Bennett Brody, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor here at Flagler College. Today, we're going to talk about communication styles, both effective and ineffective. One of our goals as human beings is to belong to a group, to be part of something more than ourselves, and to be connected to others. Communication styles can either help that happen or stand in the way. There are four main styles of communication, and we're going to start with aggressive. This is a person who expresses that only their own needs, wants, and feelings matter. They bully others and ignore the needs of other people. This is an ineffective style of communication because it lessens the likelihood that you'll get your needs met, and it definitely pushes people away. People with this style have high emotion but very low empathy. They're easily frustrated, speak in a loud or overbearing way, and they invade other people's personal space. They're unwilling to compromise, and they use negative feedback like criticism, humiliation, and domination when interacting with others. They may say things like, "I don't care what you have to say." It can be very difficult and intimidating interacting with a person who uses this style. Aggressive communication also has negative consequences for the person using this style. They're often highly critical of themselves, which reduces their self-worth. They may recognize that they're not able to connect with people, but they're not sure why. People may comply with aggressive behavior out of fear, but they find it difficult to connect emotionally to someone using this style. Passive communication is by a person who prioritizes the needs, wants, and feelings of others, even at their own expense. The person doesn't express their own needs and they don't stand up for them, which can lead them to being taken advantage of, even by very well-meaning people. This is also an ineffective style of communication. They're typically soft-spoken and quiet, might have poor eye contact, and they allow others to take advantage. They could be described as lacking in confidence. They may say things like, "People step all over me," or "People never consider my feelings." They don't initially respond to hurtful situations. Instead, they allow things to fester, and they're usually unaware that things are building up. But once they've reached their limit, they're prone to explosive outbursts, which are usually out of proportion to the triggering incident. After the outburst, however, they may feel shame, guilt, and confusion, and so they return to being passive. This has negative consequences because they have difficulty being honest about how they feel, so they're often hurt and anxious and sometimes angry that their needs aren't being met. They can experience depression and anxiety and certainly resentment as a result. People interacting with someone with passive communication style may not realize the other person isn't being honest about their needs, and they may also feel that they don't know the person at all. Passive aggressive style is characterized by a person who expresses their needs in an unclear and confusing manner, which can often lead the other person to feel manipulated or frustrated. This is also an ineffective style of communication. Passive aggressive is when a person is being aggressive, but in a passive way. They can do this using things like sarcasm, giving backhanded compliments like, "You finally texted me back. That's a surprise." They may avoid, withhold affection, or ghost people as a form of punishment when they're upset with them. Or they might agree to do something and never get around to it. Their body language can include loud sighing or talking under their breath, or having an aggressive posture while denying that they're being aggressive. This has negative consequences for the person using this style. Because they have difficulty being honest about how they feel, they often feel hurt and anxious, and even angry that other people aren't meeting their needs. People interacting with someone with a passive aggressive style are often confused because the person's actions don't match their words. This communication style erodes trust, and it makes it difficult to have successful relationships. Assertive communication is when a person clearly states their opinions and feelings, and they firmly advocate for their rights and needs without violating the rights of others. These individuals value themselves, their time, their emotional, spiritual, and physical needs, and they're strong advocates for themselves while being respectful of the rights of others. Using an assertive communication style doesn't guarantee that you'll get your needs met, but it makes it more likely that you'll get the outcome that you're looking for. Assertive body language can include having good eye contact, speaking in a calm, clear tone, and having a relaxed body posture. They use I statements like, "I'm responsible for getting my needs met," in a respectful manner. They can do this because they've taken the time to understand themselves and their values. They're just as respectful as others as they are of themselves. Assertive communication has positive consequences for the person using the style. Because they're honest about how they feel connected to others, they feel in control of their lives, and they're able to mature because they address their problems as they arise. This creates a respectful environment for others to grow and mature. Although healthy, it can be challenging to use assertive communication. This is because sometimes other people don't like assertive boundaries or they don't agree with what you have to say, even when it's said respectfully. This can feel a bit uncomfortable, but with time and practice, anyone can learn the skills needed to communicate assertively. Well, thank you all for listening, and I'll leave you with this quote by Sharon Anthony Bauer. The biggest difference between being assertive and being aggressive is how your words and behaviors affects the rights and well-being of others.